Okay. It's Tuesday. And we're going to prep some Pathfinder. We're going to prep some 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. We're almost done with Burnt Offerings, and then we'll be rolling into that. I anticipate two more sessions, maybe 3, but I am predicting 2 more sessions. That's what I think. They are on the final level. They're gonna gather evidence and all that jazz. They're gonna face off against Nualia. We could be going in there and double checking on that because it could be a boss fight tonight. If they go right instead of left, they'll have like an optional boss fight with some treasure, which is kind of cool. But if they go left instead of right, then they'll go to the boss, and then the final boss, who's technically not Nualia, but somebody right after Nualia. Now, it is tempting to do back-to-back fights on that. Kind of cool. Kind of into it, honestly. Really, I guess we'll base it on how quick they put down Nualia, if she puts up any kind of fight or not. One thing that was interesting is I've recently started using World Anvil, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I thought that if this campaign is going to go all the way to 12 and then possibly all the way to 20, then we might want to start actually tracking it a little bit more organized than my messy Google document is allowing us to. So I thought we could poke around in World Anvil and start messing with that stuff a little bit. We'll see. And then, yeah. Kind of exciting. I know I don't sound enthused. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've returned to work in person after being at home and recovering. And I thought work from home was rough after surgery recovery, but like going back to like the holidays and everything, it's just a lot. So I'm very, very, very tired. That's okay. So. Let's go ahead and what do we want to do? I want to start importing stuff to World Anvil. Kind of do, but I also want to check in on the final set of encounters. So yeah, all right. Let's go down to here. All right. So they dealt with this very nasty trap. The nasty trap that I forgot to fully set up. But that's okay. I'm gonna open up the adventure as well. 7. And we need burn offerings. Okay. So here they are. Do this. Yeah, it works. Down at the bottom of this all, they have mowed through all of her lieutenants. So it's really just about whooping some ass here at the end, I guess. Let's see. The Gerbs, stuff about Sandpoint. We've gone too far. Scroll it back. All right. Lamashtu's mark. Your abdomen bears several ugly scars. Blah blah blah. This deformity imparts a penalty of 1d4 points. Yeesh. Okay. Okay. Once per day is a free action. You may invoke Lamashtu's name. That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. Okay. So down here, at the bottom of Thistletop. This is what we're dealing with. The objects on the shelves, blah blah blah. All right, let's walk it through. Slashing cage trap. All right. So then we go to E4. A wide stone ledge of red marble lines the curving walls of this room, which is well lit by 4 burning skulls that sit in each corner. 3 chairs rest in the room, and both stone ledges are covered with book scrolls, teeth, bones, scrimshaw artwork, jars of deformed creatures soaking in brine, taxidermy animals, and limbs of other strange objects. To the north, a large, round fountain filled with frothy blue water fills the room with gentle bubbling. Okay. So, the bubbling water is used to allow those who drank from it to view the surrounding terrain from the sentinel statue's eyes. Now the fountain merely functions as a preciously full container of drinking water. The burning skulls bear continual flames. The objects on the shelves are various holy texts, scrolls, relics, and objects sacred to the worship of Lamashtu, identifiable as such with a DC 20 knowledge. Religion check. The primary villain of this adventure is likely encountered here. Well, we have moved her somewhere else for story flow. Yeah, she's super hot, except for her scars and demon hand. The transformation of her hand into a talon, blah, blah, blah. She's got special abilities. She's got Yeth Hound. Treasure. Nualia's notes and journals lie on the tables here. Sorting through these notes takes several hours, but reveals the entirety of Nualia's story as detailed on pages 9 through 10. The notes also outline her plans to send an army of Gerblins against Sandpoint and burn the whole town to the ground, not only to offer it all as a burnt offering to Lamashtu in hopes of being made a half-fiend, but to fuel the rune well in the catacombs below. The notes go on to detail how to cause sin spawn to manifest from a rune well, and that if one were to overextend the rune well's stores, it would be deactivated. Nualia isn't sure how to reactivate it, and several times stresses that the rune well shouldn't be used much until the Sandpoint is raised and the deaths of hundreds of angry citizens and Gerblins have filled the well. Okay, so then we got... It doesn't seem like this door is locked, so just unlock this shit. Alright. Cool. So, let's see. Portal agreed. The southern wing of this L-shaped hallway ends in a pair of stone doors, carved with the depictions of 2 skeletons reaching out to clutch a skull between them, while to the east the hallway narrows down to frame a singular circular carving of what appears to be an immense stack of gold coins that rises from floor to ceiling. The edges of these coins are carved with tiny, spiky runes. The stack of oversized coins is actually a pillar that can be triggered to sink into the floor to provide access to the rooms beyond. Nualia and her allies have not yet discovered the method to trigger this pillar. Hidden in the wall to the left and right are tiny coin-sized slots. A DC 28 search check reveals the coin slots and the fact that there's a hollow space behind the pillar. Inserting at least 1 gold piece into each slot causes the pillars to noisily grind down to the floor. The coins themselves vanish, transported to Karzug's treasury hundreds of miles away in legendary Zin Shalast. The pillar itself bears a permanent image to make it look like it was made of gold, but it is in fact made of stone. Okay, so if they journey down into the crypt, 4 pillars support the dome ceiling of this room. Several alcoves containing standing sarcophagus grace the walls, and a statue of a stern man wielding a glaive, holding a book, stands at the far end of the chamber. A small crypt was used to inter the bodies of the complex's architects, as was tradition in Karzug's time. The architects in this case were interred alive, but now only bones remain. The secret door can be found with a DC 25 search check. Although the architects willingly allowed themselves to be buried alive here, 3 of the 6 were not able to maintain their devotion for long. They died in horror, and now their shadows haunt the chamber. The 3 shadows emerge to attack any intruders 1d6 rounds after the room is entered. Nualia and her allies haven't discovered the secret door here yet, and have largely left the room alone for now. Collapsed treasury, which is over here, 7. The sound of sloshing water fills the room, which is nearly collapsed entirely into a large tide pool. What few walls do remain intact here bear detailed and impressive carvings of incredible treasuries, filled to overflowing with coins, gems, jewels, and other items of value. To the east, the walls depict a carving of a towering mountain, its peaks carved in the shape of a stern face just above a great palace. Below, the side of the mountain's valley cradles an immense city of spires. In the pool, the remains of what must have been an incredible treasury lie in the sloshing waters. Shattered urns, crumbled stone chest, rusted bits of once beautiful armor and weapons, and other long ruined treasures from an ancient past lie below. Most impressive of them all is a large coral-encrusted helmet sized for a giant. The helmet measures nearly 5 feet across, and its full face guard bears an expression of twisted rage and fangs. The helmet itself appears to be made of gold. A very hard, like extremely hard history DC depicts that this is Zin shall last, the rumored city, hidden somewhere in the Kodar Mountains. Tales speak of the city as having streets of gold, blah, blah, blah. The pool is connected to the sea via an underwater 10-foot wide tunnel. The tunnel is 20 feet long. Powerful riptide within makes navigating it possible only with a DC 20 swim check. It emerges at the base of the island about 30 feet underwater, an entrance hidden by coral growth and seaweed that can be discovered from outside with a DC 25 search check. Only 1d3 rounds after the PCs enter this room, the gold helmet down below starts to shift and move as if it were rotating to look at them. While paranoid PCs might suspect the helmet is the head of a golem, it is in fact nothing more than a helmet for one of the now long-dead giant soldiers once enslaved by the Rune Lords. The helmet itself has become the home of a 450-pound hermit crab. It reacts poorly to any attempts to enter what it has come to think of as a spool. When it attacks, the helm suddenly rises up to release a pair of immense claws and spindly legs. And we have that guy right there. Okay. Sahedron Medallion. This medallion hangs on a leather cord, silver disc, blah, blah, blah. Although this was once a treasury. Also, does this dude have a constrict? Because it says, yeah, he does. He's got it all. Let's see. Jade Amulet of Natural Armor. Treasure. Okay. Now, did I make a treasure cache for this? Or was I like, we'll worry about that later? I probably said we'll worry about that later. Alright. Well, I guess it's fucking later right now. Okay. So we'll go here. And we'll do... E7. Yeah. Alright, so create actor. This will be a loot actor. E7 treasure cache. Alright. And what do we got here? 200 GP Titan's Helm. Okay. So helmet. Cassian helmet, trusty helmet. There we go. All right. And the size here is large. No, huge. Size for a huge creature. All right. So we'll say that the bulk is, I don't know, 20, 15. Okay. That seems pretty good. All right. Titan's trusty helmet. There we go. Mystification unidentified. All right. That settles that. What else has he got? 3,500 silver pieces. All right. 630 gold pieces. All right. 40 precious stones worth 10 GP each. So, gem, stone. 10 GP, gem. How do you populate gems in the system? Never really thought about it. Let's go over here. Compendium browser. Equipment. Okay. Treasure. Gem. Gem encrusted crown, assorted gems and valuable objects. That's what we're after. There we go. And there are 10, 40 of them worth 10 gold each. All right, so 10 gold. Assorted gem. Okay. And is there a way to just change it to 40? There we go. All right. What else is in here? The greatest treasure in the room is the ancient helm. It's worth 200 gold. Let's go here. 200. A jade amulet of natural armor. Okay. Natural armor? What do they call it? Bracers? Bracers. Clawed bracers, horned bracers, bracers of devotion. We'll just do bracers of missile deflection. There we go. And that'll be that. Jade amulet of natural armor. We could put a resiliency rune. There we go. One resilient rune. Donk. All right, cool. So that's taken care of. Let's go over here. E7. Oop. All right. That's assuming that they even do that fucking room. That they even do that fucking room. All right. So then if they go this way, she's going to be doing the ritual with Shayless in the room that was the phone booth, but is not the phone booth anymore. So we're reflavoring that room to be like a ritual room. That's fine. The communication room or whatever. The transmutation room. This room contains 3 low tables. Blah blah blah. So there are treasures in here. Exquisite surgical tools. Let's see. It appears to be a silver and gold 7-pointed star. One surface studded with nodules and blades. The other featuring a thin curved handle. This is the only remaining key to area E10. Okay. So we're gonna see if such a thing already exists. Let's see. Equipment. Sahedron. The Hedron Medallion. It already exists. Alright. These amulets were served as tokens of loyalty between the Rune Lords. Though they vary in appearance, they all share a common design. A leather metallic cord attached to a metal disc inscribed with a 7-pointed star known as the Sahedron. For the original Sahedron medallions created before Earthfall, Rune Lord of Old Bassalon, not a character with the Rune Lord archetype, doesn't reduce the DC of any scrying spell they cast against a creature that wears the Sahedron medallion, even if they have never met the creature or are unaware. Such a Rune Lord successfully scries a creature wearing an original Sahedron medallion. They can use the wearer's voice to issue messages to those of the city. Sahedron medallions created in more modern times don't possess this disadvantage. A dead body that wears the Sahedron medallion won't decay. Bugs or other pests such as maggots are prevented from consuming them as if they were under the effects of peaceful rest. This doesn't offer any protection against undeath, nor does it have an impactful impact on spells that require the corpse to have died within a certain amount of time. Bolster flesh. Your flesh is augmented with magical vitality. You gain 10 temp HP, which is what it says. You got false life. It also says you get a +1 to your saving throws, which is pretty dope. That's for like the big boy fancy pants one. That's not what's going on here. So we'll put that on her. So she's already found it because we've changed the adventure that she made it in here. All right. What else? And then there's fancy tools in there. So that would be healer's kit. Expanded. We'll do that. We'll do a healer's kit expanded. We'll call it a masterwork. Healers get expanded, and that the only difference is it's worth 100 gold, and it has the uncommon trait. That's it. That's the only difference. Yep. All right. Maybe we'll give it light bulk. That's kind of powerful. Yeah. All right. So let's see. These medical tools are of masterwork, craftsmanship, reducing their bulk from 1 to light. Very nice. Okay. Then we've got Malfeshkanor's prison. The doors of this room are made of stone, but bear no handles. An indented outline at some point at the star. Its shape covered by hollows and slits. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then we had talked about giving her an amulet. And I think the amulet might already be on her character sheet. Let me double check. Inventory. Yes, the Desolation Locket. All right. So, okay. And the Sahedron Medallion. Bolster Flesh. Gives her temp HP of 10. It's already on there. Okay. Surface of this golden heart-shaped locket is nearly worn down with cracks. If open, it reveals a portrait of someone the bearer loved dearly and has lost. The spell DC of any spell cast by activating this item is 24. The Desolation Locket numbs you to further despair. Gain a +2 item bonus to saving throws against the motion effects. It's pretty good. And here, we'll just make her affected by both of them. Let's see. Desolation Locket. Armor. Desolation Locket. Weapon. Alright. Oh. The weapon one only goes for 1 round. After you cast a non-cancer spell by activating the locket, you emanate an aura of hopelessness and a 5 emanation. After you start your next turn, a creature that ends its turn in the aura must succeed on a DC 24 will save against the locket's spell DC becomes slowed. Wow, that's pretty cool. And you can cast Haunting Him, which is just fear. Oh no, you can do both. You can cast Haunting Him at will. Oh, okay. So she's already been set up with all that. Great. Thanks, past me. You did a great job. The only thing that you slept on is you didn't get her spell DCs set up, it looks like. So should probably fix that. Set this these come out of the locket, so I'm assuming they're going to be 24 and 14. There we go. And her innate spells look like they're at a 20 and a 12. Okay. All right, great. So with that sorted, I guess we can move into the world proper. Yeah. All right. I think that covers everything. So if they got the fight tonight with the boss. I mean, they're literally like right down the hallway from the boss. So we might have the final boss fight tonight if they go left instead of right. If they don't, then we're just going to have a whole night of pain and suffering because shadows are very tough and that crab has some pretty good stats. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then we got Malfeshkanor in there for the final boss fight. If they decide to leave him sealed in there, he will escape and he will become a doom in his own right, etc., etc. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Something we could do, which would encourage further exploration, is instead of giving her the key or having the key just be in this fucking room, we could have the key be in the treasury back here. You know what I'm saying? That to me is kind of cool because that sort of like forces like 5-star solution exploration of the dungeon to get a hold of this here amulet. Kind of like that a lot. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's the reason that she hasn't been able to open the fucking door yet, because she doesn't have the amulet. So she's trying all these other things to get the door open. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay. So then we are going to move the encounter, the communications room, the E8 communications room, into this room as like a crystal ball, essentially. So I'm going to create an actor, loot actor. It's going to be the E4 treasure cache. All right. And then, let's see. We're going to do Book of Wrath. I thought I had, like, all my trade goods and shit over here. We got Ancient Coin, Bravo's Brew, Textiles, Rare Shit. Thought I had put rare books in here. Guess not. Let me see. Book. Have I still not backed that shit up? Meh. That's frustrating. Okay. Alright. So what we'll do is do book. But we'll just change the name of the book to be book. Collection of Lamash 2 books. Alright, they said it's worth 200 gold. It is going to be of a significant bulk. Well, 2 bulk of books. That's a decent amount. I guess I could just say it like that. Okay. So, those would be in there. And then we need a crystal. We got scrying crystal, crystal ball, selenite, crystal ball, clear quartz. There we go. Oof, that is very valuable. So we're gonna call this. Yikes! It's like so expensive. Specification rules. All right. So this is area 8, communication room. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So we will call this a broken communication sphere. All right, and we'll just say it's level 1. All right, and then we'll get rid of all this. There we go, and we'll reduce the value to 100 gold. Okay, good. Then we'll boom. Okay, now we're set. We're good. Let's jump into some World Anvil. All right, so I'm calling this world the Doomed Coast. It's the Lost Coast, but it's pretty fucked. I don't think we need to worry about like setting up like in Skyhaven. We went and did like all the species and stuff like that. The area is very Galarian. It's very vanilla. I don't think we need to worry about having all the species stuff. I think we could get by without that. Really, if we're going to start with anything, we should start with like the key NPCs for 7 Dooms, and then kind of work our way back from that, right? So let's see. We'll open 7 Dooms raw, and we'll just start grabbing people. Just start grabbing people. Let's see. We should also get Photoshop booted back up. Let's see. I do think that World Anvil, if you're using it from like the moment you decide to run a campaign, probably going to be more useful than what I'm doing, which is like trying to go back in time and make it useful. However, the longer you sit around being like, I don't know, should I do it or not? Like, you could just go and do it. Is sort of my take on it. But let's see. Save this out. Okay. So this will be 7 dooms. Devil art. Okay. All right. So we gotta change this out. Let's see. Remove image. Drop a new image in. Oh, upload. Here we go. Ooh, they do WebPs. That's good. Good to know. Wait. We can't modify it? Oh no. All right, hold on. What size does it recommend? It doesn't. I could have sworn it told us like a size that it wanted. It wants a wide fucking size. Okay. So let's shrink it down a bit. Just be his ugly mug. There we go. Okay. Save it out again. And we'll do 7 Dooms, Devil, Banner. There we go. Alright, let's try again. We'll upload. Yeah, that's cooler. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Campaign overview. The town of Sandpoint is worse than doomed. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, sure. We'll put it right there. Oop. Okay. And then, what do we need from here? We just need to start adding important stuff into the game. So overall, we have our notes over here as well. So let's see. We're starting with this like 17 years later thing, which is good. Got those notes kind of worked out. We've got our rare backgrounds, which I haven't gotten any word yet of which of those backgrounds people are interested in playing, which would have been good to know. We got our milestones and achievement section, which is good. So we're gonna grab this. All right. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll start with just a general article that is the milestones, because that's important. Milestones. All right. The PCs are level 4 at the start of this campaign. The PCs will reach level 12 by the conclusion of this campaign. Let's see. There is a direct sequel to this campaign called Revenge of the Rune Lords that continues the adventure all the way to level 20. Okay. Good. All right. Milestones, advancement, and track. There we go. So we'll put that in. All right. Milestone, advancement, and track. Pathfinder 2E campaign progression guide made for burn offerings. 7 Dooms, Sandpoint. Overview. Rise of the Runelords, burn offerings of 7 Dooms. It assumed the party of 4 adventurers. It uses narrative milestones rather than XP. Well, it's actually 5 adventurers. Burn offerings, advancement, prequel arc. Swallowtail Festival and Goblin Raid, starting at level 1. Town Quest, Boar Hunt, level 2. Glassworks, level 3. Final milestone for concluding the adventure, level 4. We're on track. Starting level 4. First Descent. Before entering the pit for the first time. Before exploring the second level of the pit. Before delving to the third level of the pit. The fourth level of the pit. It's very straightforward. Hey, what's up? I am Mr. V. Sorry about that. Just saw a chat. Okay, so then that covers that. All right, cool. So milestones, good. What else do we need? I really want to clean this shit up. Living in Sandpoint. All right, it's all pretty useful information. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and create a category, and we're gonna call it Sandpoint because Sandpoint's pretty fucking big. There we go. And then we're gonna create content inside of Sandpoint. So we will do generic article. All right. Ooh, shit. What? Oh no. Ah. All right. Just put it right here. Okay. So living in Sandpoint. All right, whether or not the PCs are locals or visiting Sandpoint from elsewhere, for the duration of the adventure, assume they'll be living in Sandpoint. 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. Player's Guide provides information and advice for the players determining where the characters live. If you're not using this document in your game, you'll want to determine where the PCs are staying early in the campaign. Homeless PCs can always attempt to subsist by hiding in hazardous locations or in the immediate hinterlands. Okay. All right, so living in Sandpoint, check. All right. And what I'm going to do is as I convert stuff over, I'm actually going to delete it from my Google document so that the Google document becomes less cumbersome. I hope that I don't regret that decision, but we will see. We will see. All right. So what else do we need to know about Sandpoint? Sandpoint factions. Okay. So... Yeah. All right. So then what we'll do is under Sandpoint, we'll add a new folder. Yeah, there we go. And we'll call it Sandpoint Factions. Yeah. Where did you go? I thought you were going to make me a new folder. All right, let's see. Sandpoint Factions. Hit the plus button. There you go. Now I do like that you can put words on the folders. Like the categories can have their own words, which I think is phenomenal. So I'm gonna do that, and let's see. We just got to clean up the formatting. All right. Okay, please clean up this formatting and expand on the Goblin Town faction a bit more. At least 2 bullets. All right. And then we'll grab the more detailed stuff also. Before delving into this adventure, first read about the town. All right. Sandpoint, Light of the Lost Coast. While most of 17 of Sandpoint takes place in a sprawling dungeon, Sandpoint is, you know, a featured thing of the campaign. All right. So for those purposes, I guess we could do Sandpoint. We'll do a generic article, and we'll call it key names. I feel like this key names article though is for more than just the town. I feel like it's for the whole campaign. So maybe I can move this out. Nope. That's the open it up button. Let's see. Move to none. There we go. All right. So to help you keep track of all the names. Now, what's cool about this is once we make profiles for these people, we can go back and we can tell it like, "Hey man, link up." And then it should link up, which will be cool. All right. Sandpoint factions overview. All right. So we got, there we go. And we just put that right there. All right. And then we will come back and expand on those in a second. We're going to jump back over to key names. All right. Okay. Next, format the key names section. World Anvil. Again, no emojis. That's probably the most heartbreaking thing that I've discovered, is because I really like emojis. They help me read faster. So it was definitely a bummer to find out that World Anvil don't like them too much. Don't like them too much. That's okay though. All right, let's get that formatted. All right, while that's happening, we can take a look at, let's see. Those are my things right there. Power shifts, overtime, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're going to copy this. We're going to go back to Sandpoint Factions. We're going to put this up at the top here. Yikes. We're going to grab this. Oh, paragraph. All right. And we're going to grab this. No. Okay. All right. Into heading 1. Okay. Power shifts over time as it does in a community, but currently the town has distinct factions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And we had talked about how best to track that. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, just a straight up spreadsheet is probably the easiest way to track it. And that's probably how I'm going to do it. It's just have a linked spreadsheet. But I know that there's a ton of tools in World Anvil that can help with that. So maybe we'll see. All right. Now we're going to jump back over to key names. Post that in. Beautiful. Okay. So then we've got the campaign timeline. So grab a shot of this. All right. And I'm going to say, can you combine the attached screenshot of the raw adventure timeline with our expanded timeline notes, and then format for World Anvil. All right, so paste that. And we go in here. We're doing, let's see. Where's our timetable? 17 years later? Yeah. All right. So grab all this. Yep. Scroll. Yep. All right. And good. All right. Paste this in. Start cooking. Okay. So then we're gonna jump back to Sandpoint faction section. All right. And then we got a section called Earning Reputation. So we're going to go here. We're going to do a generic article. We'll put Earning Reputation. That's weird. Reputation. There we go. And grab this. All right. Okay. So I would like to put a table in here. Is that a thing we can do? Table. Ooh. Interactive table. What does that do? Type at least 3 characters to search. Oh. I have no idea what that means. Alright, so we'll do regular table. Nothing. Just gonna leave me hanging. Adds a simple table. Nice. Okay. I mean, it works for me, and then we got it in the right spot. Are we World Anvil hashtag sponsored yet? Sort of, yeah. We sort of are hashtag sponsored. I don't have like any affiliate stuff to share with everybody. Like, go sign up and use code crash, yeah, or something. I guess that would be my code. They did give me a really nice thing I could give out as a prize. I might save that for DirtCon though. Might save that for DirtCon. As a prize at DirtCon. But I don't know. Overall, they gave me like full access, which is cool. So I have access to all the tools and unlimited memory, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. All right, heroic timeline of the Sword Coast. Okay. Let's do it. All right, so timeline. They technically have a timeline tool, but I don't want to stress that too much yet. But let's see. Where's this timeline tool at? Title, technology, tradition, pros. I know they have it. I know it exists. But for now, we're just gonna keep doing regular articles. All right. So paste that shit in. All right. We'll do timeline and history. All right. Excellent. All right. Prehistory in ancient Thassalon, founding of Sandpoint and early troubles, rise of the Rune Lords era, 17-year interbellum. Okay, Blue Meteor, the Years of Strange Quiet, and then the Dawn of the Seven Dunes. Okay, excellent. Yeah. All right, so that works. And let's see, over here. We already got Chapter 1, Bones and Ashes. But I'm also trying to grind through some notes here so I can get them out of here. All right, so Bunyip Club. That's what we're going with first. All right, so we're going to go with factions. Now, we can actually put these guys down as an organization. So that's what we're going to do. Bunyip Club. Apparently, it's going to be all fucking capital letters. A band of criminals, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, got this information. We also need just the general vibes here. 1, 2, 3. And then we need maybe not all capital letters. All right. Good. Okay. I don't remember if the Bunyip Club has a logo or not. Like if they have heraldry. I don't think they do. Let's see. Okay, so do this. Slight cleanup. There we go. And then hunted, which I guess is the worst that you could have. A band of criminals, starting reputation, -4 points. That's rough. Okay. Let's see. Where do I find the expanded? This is like the 15th time I've looked for it. Here we go. Bunyip Club, earning reputation. Sandpoint's factions. This group consists of an organized band of criminals led by Jabrai Vasky, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much all we got. Unless there's more information to be gleaned from the big ass the big ass book of Sandpoint. Let's see. What is that one called? Sandpoint campaign book. All right. Yes. Yes, Sandpoint campaign book. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right, then we'll attach. Let's see. Yoink. Okay. First task. Gimme anything and everything Bunyip Club. All right. All right. And then down here, the Bunyip Club. Bro, I don't think that's what a bunyip. Well, yeah, because bunyip kind of looks like an alligator and a seal, and yeah, all right, that's fine. All right, so this will be doomed bunyip club. All right. Mm-hmm. Lovely. All right, and then what do we got over here? Who they are, their leadership, their culture, their behavior, their headquarters, their public front, and then what they are up to in Seven Dooms, and their other ties, and their criminal ecosystem. Holy shit. All right. Man, that's fantastic. Okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna post this right here. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna add a sidebar panel called Reputation. All right. And then is this one not allowed to get formatted, bro? Oh, here you go. Reputation. Excellent. What? How dare you? All right. There we go. All right. So we don't need to worry about that because we're just tracking reputation information. I like that. Having that off on the side like that, that's good. All right. So now we got Bunya Club up top. We got reputation over here on the side. Yeah. You know what else we're going to put? We're going to put current rep. There we go. Oh, that's right. In the game, we just have status effects for all these, right? So we can just like swap out the fucking status effects. Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, we gotta respect the point system, I guess. Let's see. So we got these clowns, and then we got that. All right. Quick use summary. All right. Organization name, blah blah blah. All right, so we'll put towards the top here. Do quick summary. All right, and go. All right, nice. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right. I like that. Let's see. So the next organization that we want to mess with is the Rune Watchers. Okay. So Sandpoint factions. We're going to go in here. We're going to do organization. We're going to do Rune Watchers. Okay. All right. That was a mistake. Can you do the same for the Rune Watchers organization? With the same. All right. Heraldry for the Rune Watchers. Alright. Good shit. Alright. So then the Rune Watchers, we have this basic bitch information, but then we also have the reputation system. There we go. So grab these guys, and we'll go over here, put reputation, we'll put current. Did I do all capitals on the other one? I think I did. Current, and then this actual information. Get rid of these extra spaces. There we go. What do you got to do to be hunted by the Rune Watchers? Like, the most goody-goody... I guess you've got to just declare that you are... You're doing everything you can to bring back the Rune Lords or something. I don't know. Let's see... All right, and then the more complicated stuff. All right, who they are, their leadership in meetings, their cultural behaviors, their goals, their headquarters, their key members, their political standing. All right, go post that in. Nice. And then we've got the quick summary, which we'll throw at the top. Right. Quick use summary. Okay. Paragraph 2. There we go. Quick summary. All right. Nice. Very cool. Okay, and then I don't have a a logo for these guys yet, but we would drag a logo in there. So that all works out pretty good. Starting reputation points 4. It's very nice. Oh, here we go. So we'll do doomed Rune Watchers. Okay, then we'll drag this over. Nice. Okay. I'm very happy with this. That's good. So it's going to take a hot minute, but once we get all of it in here, we can just have this open while we're running the games, and then you can even do the front-facing version of it. But what I'm really excited about is the more notes you have, you can then go and tell them to like link together. You know what I mean? Which is very cool. And then it creates like links between all the stuff. And then this is what it looks like if you just wanted to like use it front-facing. So like front-facing, that looked pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like that looks pretty fucking good. It's all formatted like a 5e D&D homebrew. Out here on the front, looking great. And then it's part of Sandpoint factions, so you could go back and see, I guess, the other Sandpoint factions. There we are. Summary of all those, and then yeah, like I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so that's gonna be it for prep stream tonight. I'm gonna be running the game at 8:30. We don't stream the game, record it locally. The VODs go up onto the Google Drive for Patreon patrons if anybody's interested in watching it now instead of waiting like many years for it to show up on YouTube. And then I'll be back on Thursday to do some prep for Skyhaven. We may or may not be doing a vodcast on Friday. I haven't heard from Dom. Hope everybody has a great night, a great week, and I'll see you next time.